Yo, every Wednesday night, you better tune in tight at 7 p.m. CST. We bring in that insight. Halas Hall Report, best podcast in the game. Stats and facts, you'll remember the name. Host Ken Dub got the knowledge on lock. Co-host Woody the Bear fan, talking all that talk. 3 Bear fans chilling, opinions on the side. We're here for the love, riding that Bear pride. Halas Hall, we break it down right. Join us on the journey from day to night. Blue and orange army taking over the scene. 2025's the year, know what we mean. Bear fans unite, it's our time to rise. Sunday mornings, pre-game vibes in the skies. Lions think they're fierce with Dan Campbell's call, but all that greed ain't gonna help them at all. Same old story, we know how it goes. They just can't compete, everybody knows. Minnesota Vikings always talking smack, but when it's game day, they ain't got the knack. Sitting on the couch while we're making a stand. Over here in Chi-Town, we're the best in the land. Halas Hall, we break it down right. Join us on the journey from day to night. Blue and orange army taking over the scene. 2025's the year, know what we mean. Bear fans unite, it's our time to rise. Sunday mornings, pre-game vibes in the skies. Packer fans yell blow pack blow, but can't see the truth. We're stealing the show. Rivalry heated, but we stay real cool. Halas Hall Report, yeah, that's the rule. With every episode, we build that hype. Stats and team news, we got the right type. Fan base strong, we ain't looking back. 2025, it's a win and attack. So gather round fans, put your hands in the air. Every Wednesday night, we're breathing that bear. Join the revolution, watch the magic unfold. Halas Hall Report, we're breaking the mold. Halas Hall, we break it down right. Join us on the journey from day to night. Blue and orange army taking over the scene. 2025's the year, know what we mean. Bear fans unite, it's our time to rise. Sunday mornings, pre-game vibes in the sky. So mark your calendars, don't miss a beat. Every Wednesday night, Halas Hall can't be beat. Stats, facts, team news on deck. Halas Hall Report, what did you expect? 2025, the Bears are here to stay. Blue and orange in the north leading the way.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Sunday morning edition of Halas Hall. Our first pregame show of the regular season. What?
Holy shit.
Yeah, it's here. Of course, I got Woody with us this morning because he has no opinion on anything.
No.
Bear fan Dan, of course, is here. And Mike, the Bear fan. Good morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
Morning. Thanks for waking me up, Ken. Appreciate it.
Yeah, you know, whatever I can do to make sure you don't get any sleep is
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah. I mean, just make sure you talk to Jody. Make sure she's executing Plan Alpha. She'll know what that means.
You hear that? She says, "Get on fucking cue." Yeah, he said that. He's not here. He's not here.
All right, we got week 1, gentlemen. We ready?
Yeah. I'm ready. Just this sucks. First week, we got to wait another day. So.
Yeah, wait. Well, we're gonna have some fun games to watch today, at least as we wait for tomorrow. I know I'm gonna watch. Probably gonna watch Steelers Jets first, and maybe I'll scroll around some of the other early games, and then I'll watch the Lions Packers because that's obviously a divisional game. Yeah, tomorrow night's gonna be fun though. Can't wait for tomorrow night to open up.
Yeah, a little questionable injuries for tomorrow, so hopefully it's not true or everybody heals up so they can play tomorrow, but we'll find out.
Yeah, the injury report for week 1 is kind of suspect. They don't have to report the real deal injury report till 2 hours prior to the game. So we won't even know for the Packers today the real deal on Micah Parsons, whether he's playing or not, for about another hour or two. Or actually, no, about at least 2 more hours.
Well, Ken, they just said that he's only going to be playing pass rush downs.
Yeah, well, we knew he was going to be on a pitch count to begin with, but now with the back injury, there was a report that came out 2 days ago, it was a day or two ago, that said he wasn't going to even play today because of this back injury. So I know Packer fans want to tell us all it's a nothing burger. The back injury is nothing. It's a back sprain of the vertebrae. It's something. It's going to make it have an effect of some sort. But yeah, I mean, we knew he's going to be a pitch count, but What kind of effect he's going to have in the NFC North is yet to be seen, because well, we'll see. We'll see. It's a good trade for Green Bay. I'm not trying to take anything away from it. So I don't know. What game are you watching first tonight, Woody, or today?
I don't know. The Rams and Bills, or not the Rams, the Ravens and Bills.
Oh, that's gonna be a good game tonight. Yeah, Sunday Night Football.
Yeah. Yeah. Of course, the 4:00 game with Green Bay and Detroit. But yeah, that's interesting. Steelers Jets. First of all, I have Steelers on my suicide pick this week. They better fucking win. But I'm interested in seeing how two different players that we played with or against, Aaron Rodgers and Justin Fields, they remember each other. They remember each other.
What's great about that game is they literally just swapped teams in the offseason.
Yep.
That's
so I'm interested in seeing who pulls out. I mean, with Steelers, additions, DK Metcalf, TJ Watt with his new contract, missing Pickens. He's not there in Pittsburgh anymore. But Jets is an interesting team. I mean, they're signing people and they got Justin Fields and, Hall in the backfield. That's going to be it's going to be a good game.
It's going to be a fun one. How about you, Dan? What are you watching today?
I'll be watching the Steelers and the Jets.
I knew he'd say that.
Plus, at the noon game, I got Giants and the Commanders are on up here. Then, of course,
that's going to be a fun game too. That I might go back and forth between that one and the Jets. The Jets Steelers. Sorry.
Steve, please come on the mic. Please come on the mic, Steve.
Oh, man.
I miss you.
Don't encourage the Packer fans too much. Come on. No, I mean, I think the Steelers game is going to be interesting. I think the Packers game is going to be interesting. And of course, the Sunday Night Football game is just going to be stupid. That should be a great game. Hey, during War Week with the Packers, Steve, no problem. We're waiting to see if we get any Vikings fans.
Well, you know what, though? He did pick Bears to beat up Minnesota tomorrow.
He did. I'll give him credit. I'll give Steve credit. Let's talk about the early games first. Jets Steelers. Who do you got in that game, Woody?
I think Steelers are going to pull this out. I mean, I know Aaron Rodgers, he's older than dust, but with his veteran presence, him and Metcalf, Warren's a good running back for them. I think the defense is going to contain Justin Fields because TJ Watt can cover anything. You can run towards him, he'll kill you. And of course, he gets the quarterback as well. I say the Steelers are going to win by 10.
What about you, Dan?
I hate to. I think it'll be a close game. And that it's Aaron Rodgers. I mean, like to see Justin Fields pull off the upset. Like, I think Aaron Rodgers. I think they win by a touchdown.
What do you think, Mike?
I think it's going to be a good game for sure, but a few additions that the Steelers made on receiver and quarterback, I got the Steelers winning by a score.
I'm a perfect 2-0 so far this season, and I'm going to take the Jets today. I think the Jets are going to surprise some people this year. They've been signing people, and they've been making noise, but no one's picking up on it. And AG could have gone after any quarterback he wanted in free agency or the draft. Instead, he goes and grabs Justin Fields, a guy he had to scheme against twice a year when he was in Detroit. So that to me is interesting. So I'm gonna go with the Jets today in the upset. The other game, of course, I think we're all watching Packers Lions. So let's get through that one real quick because we got some Vikings fans going to show up here in a little bit. Woody, what do you got in this Packers Lions game at Lambeau?
Wow. Yeah. I was going back and forth with this one. We don't know how Aiden Hutchinson's injury is going to be, recovering from the injury. It's in Green Bay. I believe Detroit beat them last year up at Green Bay, if I recall.
Yep. Swept them last year.
Even though Micah Parsons, if he does play passing downs, pass rush downs, the middle, you got to think Kenny Clark is 9 years in the league. That's going to be hurtful with Gibbs and Montgomery. If I had to pick, I don't know how Golden's going to play. Everybody's high on him. I say Detroit wins by 3.
All right, you got the lines right through. What about you, Dan?
I actually picked the Packers to win the game. And that
Bill threatened you, didn't he?
Yeah, they've been in these group chats for sure.
Yeah, I bet.
He agrees with Bill, the Packer fan, and Sullivan all the time, and Woody on the show usually.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck who says anything. I'll say I don't care.
Mike, who do you got in the Lions Packers game?
Oh, come on. He's with Bill right next to him.
Yeah.
Nah. It don't matter. I'll still say it regardless. No, but it's a divisional game. I think it's gonna be a tough game. It could go either way. I got the Lions pulling off a squeaker.
Woo.
Yeah, I got the Lions in this game too, with Micah Parsons on a pitch count for quote unquote passing downs. Well, look at this trade was good for Green Bay overall, but this week they're actually weaker today than they were 2 weeks ago because they lost their best 2 run stoppers on the D line in the offseason and this trade. And Parsons is on a pitch count and he's passing downs. Well, who knows what a passing down is going to be because they're just going to run. So I don't know if there is going to be passing downs. I'm going with Detroit on this one. And you know what? Jordan Love, though, the emphasis is on Jordan Love in this game because he's got to start to show he's worth $55 million, and we'll see what Golden is. So I'm not saying there's no hope for Green Bay, but I'm thinking Detroit should win this game.
And I want to point this out. All fucking Packers fans that are on here or whatever. It's not like I don't agree with you. It's just the first week. Well, I'm going off my first instinct, with what Ken just said about Kenny Clark being gone, Micah Parsons on a pitch count. And we know how Detroit runs. They probably have the best running duo in the North, maybe in the NFC. That's just my opinion. So It's not like I'm going against you. I'm just saying this is the first week. I'm picking it just to tell you.
I mean, both teams have questions, right? For Detroit, it's like, what's the play calling going to be like out of Morton in their new DC? I mean, we know the system's primarily the same, but what's the difference going to be in play calling? Green Bay is a little more consistency there and probably can make up for some of the shortcomings on defense with having Micah on the pitch count. But I don't know. I look at the Lions have had great success over Green Bay recently, swept them last year. Well, whatever Love is getting, it's a lot of money. He's got to prove he's worth.
Boy, there we go. Right and Kenny here's another thing too is that you got to think JMO is all speed.
Got an extension. You just got that extension, yeah.
JMO's all speed. I mean, I know Packers are fan. I'll say that all their cornerbacks will keep up with him, but realization is who can keep up with him if he goes long. He's all speed.
This is also a test for Detroit's new offensive line because they have 2 guys in the interior. But obviously, like with Micah not being in as much, I think that's going to be more of a negative impact for Green Bay. But look at the emphasis, even if Micah was in, is still more on Love this season. The prove he's worth the big contract he got. And then, hey, can they get a receiver that doesn't have concrete hands and is Golden that guy that Packer fans think he is? I mean, for me, the Packers just have more questions than the Lions, and that's why I'm going with the Lions. So then we've got, of course.
If you guys didn't know, Golden is the Packers' number 1 wide receiver right now on the depth charts.
And that makes sense.
What's up, Matt? How you doing?
Yeah, thank you.
Now, Matt. Thank God Matthew came on because I was thinking of the guy that said the Bears have the worst running room in the league. That was Matthew that said that. Didn't you say that, Matthew?
I thought I said one of the worst. But yeah, no, I mean, there's a reason that Ben Johnson wanted Swift out of there when he was in Detroit. There's a reason he was a 1 year guy in Philadelphia. He's just his yards per carry last year, I think it was like 3.8. It's not great.
With a shitty offensive line. Yeah. I mean,
wait. Let me break this down. Swift had the 30th offensive line to run behind last year, still ran for 950. As far as this, Ben Johnson doesn't like him, BS. And I'm going to call it just that. Ben Johnson's been doing nothing but singing the guy's praise. You think that you think he's having him over for dinner every night, the way he talks about Smith. So I'm sorry, this whole he ran him out of Detroit BS. It's just that BS. Detroit drafted a younger version of Swift, Jahmyr Gibbs, and rolled with him. And Swift went and had a good year in Philly where he wasn't injured. Last year he played a full year in Chicago, wasn't injured against one of the worst running offensive lines in the league, still put up 950 yards. I mean, really now, are we still going to be playing the same old, tired, disproven BS song and dance about how Ben Johnson hates Swift?
I mean, yeah, that's fair. I mean, as a Viking fan, we had Aaron Jones last year. He had 0 touchdowns on the goal line or on the red zone. I forget what the actual stat was, but I think he only had 5 rushing touchdowns on the season. Obviously, it takes the interior O-line to get that rushing production. But we also went out and got Jordan Mason to help out. Whereas, I mean, I think you guys maybe have a younger running back. I don't know if you guys drafted one early on this last year, but Swift is still okay. So, I mean, maybe you guys start focusing on the young guy a little bit more. I'm just not a Swift believer. To say that he's the worst in the league, that was a little hyperbolic. He's not that bad, obviously. But I don't think he's easily the worst in the division.
So, Matthew, I'm just going to let that one go for now. Let me talk about JJs, because there's so many JJs. There's 4 JJs in this game on Monday.
Too many.
There's 4 JJs. But the JJ I want to talk about is Jet. What's the hamstring issue on him? What's his availability? I know he was a full practice, but the reports, the dude has had hamstring issues the last 2 seasons where he's missed games. It was reported he had a hamstring issue this last week. What's going on with Jet?
To be fair, he didn't miss any games last year. That was 2 years ago that he missed like 7 games for his hamstring. He played all 17 last year. But this year, it obviously he didn't play any snaps during training camp. And I kind of mentioned this on the show yesterday where none of us have seen McCarthy throw a ball at Jefferson because he was taking snaps with the 2s and 3s last year. And this year, Jefferson's been nursing his hamstring all offseason. Sounds like he is a full go for tomorrow, but they recognize like, hey, these things linger. And there was a whole comment earlier last week about how we're going to have to take special care of this. And like, there's going to be weeks where he's not going to practice, but don't freak out because we're really just taking it easy. He's going to have extra special attention on to make sure it doesn't get worse than it is. But it unfortunately does sound like something that is going to affect him early on. If hopefully it stops and goes away by mid-season, he's fully healthy. But obviously, as you play, things don't tend to get better. So it is a concern for sure. Sounds like he's good for right now, but we'll see how long he's good.
Yeah, because Dan, we've heard this before, right? Like, it'll get better. Sweat was on the injury report the entire season last year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. And it showed.
It showed.
Speaking of Justin Jefferson, we'll keep on this subject, Matthew. That how I know Justin Jefferson, there's not one of them like him. But the Addison loss for the first 3 games, especially tomorrow, and I know you guys signed Adam Thielen back. How is that going to hurt tomorrow, or aren't you worried about it at all?
I'm not worried about it at all. We missed Addison for 2.5 games last year. We had the high ankle sprain, and we also didn't have Hawkinson at that time. And we went 3-0 during those 3 games. We have Hawkinson back. He's 100%. He's not coming off an ACL like he was last year. We have Naylor, who I'm not a fan of. I'm honestly, he should be wide receiver 5. Huh?
I thought Naylor was injured.
He was questionable, but he practiced. He's not officially ruled out. I think he's a go for tomorrow.
My question is, there's a big difference. You have a rookie that didn't play it down yet, plus you had Sam Darnold that made the team look like an all-pro, like a Pro Bowler, Sam Darnold.
Okay.
So that's what I was talking about too.
For sure, but it was the offense that made Sam Darnold look like that Pro Bowler. It wasn't Sam Darnold that made the offense look good. You know what I mean? So I get no. All we heard all offseason after letting Kirk go and bringing in Sam Darnold was how big of a bust he was, how he was
you didn't.
career bum.
Bullshit.
No, bullshit. Because did I say you? Did I say you specifically?
All he has to do is channel his inner neck beard, be Kyle Orton, and put the ball where they want him to put it, when they want to put it, and you win a shitload of games, and that's what happened.
Maybe I'm talking about 95% of people. When his over-under for the Vikings last year was 6.5, and everyone was saying it was because Sam Darnold was going to drag us down because he was tracked. I caught so much shit for saying when he was in San Francisco, and Kyle Shanahan said that Sam Darnold had one of the best arms he'd seen, and everyone's like, oh, horrid shit. I'm like, hey, man, it sounds like coaches and GMs like Sam Darnold. It's really fans that aren't sold on him. I caught so much hell for saying that, and then he went out and had 35 touchdowns, and I was proven right.
The difference, though, I think that Woody's hitting on, though, is this, Matt, is that Sam Darnold had 7 years of NFL experience of knowing the game, right? Whereas JJ doesn't have some of those life-learned experiences yet, and that's going to be a difference maker. And the other thing I want to point out, too, is JJ didn't kill the Bears last year. It wasn't JJ that hurt the Bears. Who was it? It was Addison. Why? Because the other JJ shut JJ down. So I think that you're underselling tomorrow. Yes, it's true you have Hawk, right? But it was Addison that killed the Bears last year, not JJ, because the Bears adequately shut JJ down. So if they adequately can shut him down again tomorrow night, then you're going to have to see a lot of Thielen and Hawkinson.
So I'll go back to the original question of him saying bringing in Adam Thielen, if that's going to make an impact. I think people undersell. They just kind of look at the age of 35 and go, oh, he's extremely old. He's not a productive receiver. He missed 7 games last year and still led the Panthers in yards and touchdowns. Averaged 3 yards of separation on routes run. He had his best statistical season since 2021. And here he only has to be, well, I suppose the first 3 weeks he's probably going to be the second or third option. But after that, he's only going to be the third or fourth. But still, we have Jefferson, who is, I mean, him and Chase are each one of one. I mean, they're both elite. But we have Jefferson. We have a full Hawkinson. We have a better run game with a better interior O-line and bringing in Mason. So, like, we don't have to throw the ball 100 times. I don't think Jefferson's I don't think McCarthy's going to have a huge game. He's probably sitting on 1 passing touchdown, and we might get a rushing touchdown or 2. I don't think it's going to be this passing extravaganza anyway. But isn't your JJ also questionable and might not play tomorrow?
No, he's in.
He's in, but he's hurt.
TJ Edwards, too.
Yeah. Well, we don't know what the hurt is because they never really said. That's the beautiful thing about the preseason injury report. They never said what the injury was.
Kind of like a Harrison Smith situation.
You talking about Jalen Johnson?
Yeah, I think I saw an article yesterday that said it was a groin injury. He suffered in training.
Yeah, it's on there, but to answer your question, Matthew, yes, he is on the injury report, but he's made comments in posts on tweets. He is playing. So even though he's questionable, he's literally calling out the Vikings saying, I am playing on their post. So he's definitely playing. Is he 100? No, but you are right, Ken. It's a calf groin injury is what it's ended up being.
So we each have JJ's with lower body injuries that aren't 100%, but are going to give it a go tomorrow.
What's going to be interesting in the run game tomorrow with Aaron Jones, and I think your running back room got better in Detroit, in Minnesota offseason. Tomorrow's going to be the first day we're going to see Grady Jarrett in a Bears uniform on the field of play. He didn't play a snap during the preseason. Him and Dexter in the middle, man, that's going to muck up the run game. So I think running down the middle is going to be a little bit harder for you guys than it was last year. Now, on the outside, I don't know about Dio, and Sweat isn't necessarily the best on the run. He's okay. He's serviceable. I think if we see run out of you guys, it's going to be more to the outside than down the middle.
Well, Ken, I do have breaking news. TJ Edwards is doubtful for tomorrow. So we might see a lot of Hippolyte tomorrow.
Well, or Sewell.
Or Sewell, yep.
Yeah, and Sewell looked really good in the preseason. I was like, wow, he finally, after the third season, we finally saw the Sewell we drafted. Wow, he's actually pretty good. I was like, okay.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Keep going, Matthew.
Well, I was just saying, I honestly wouldn't be shocked if we saw Aaron Jones line up in a receiver slot for 30% of snaps tomorrow, just because we don't have Addison. And he does kind of do better on the outside where he can get open. he did not do well. And like I said, our interior O-line also sucked last year, but he didn't do well up the middle last year. I fucking hate running up the middle because for us, it almost never works. Hopefully with Mason, that's a different story because his yards after contact was fantastic. But I mean, Jones is better on the outside anyway. So if that's how we're going to get you, then I fully expect KOC to expose that.
I'm not mad at you, Steve. But you're talking about Kitty Cat Ken. I'm not mad at you. I think like the thing for me is tomorrow. Look at, I've been saying this on a couple shows, right? We're fun. Every team in the North has question marks, right? And now starting this week, we're going to start to get answers. For Chicago, the questions that we have are this: is the offensive line in fact better? Is Ben Johnson a good head coach? Right? Those are probably the two biggest questions. For you guys, is JJ. Is it really a plug-and-play offense? Is JJ going to be able to plug right in, and you guys are going to win a bunch of games, right? I think that's your big question. So we start to get answers tomorrow night. If all these questions are answered in the affirmative, right, for these two teams, and if for the Lions for their questions, Green Bay for their questions, if all four teams are answering their questions in the affirmative, yes, we fixed X, Y's, and Z's, this division is going to be stupid. Like, stupid good.
I mean, it was stupid good last year. We literally broke an NFL record for overall win-loss record as a division, and then we all fucking went and won and done. So, I mean, we got to have the postseason success. We can all win 10, 13 games all we want, but we got to start making pushes in the playoffs. Detroit did a couple years ago, granted, but.
And Matt, I got a question for you. The trade, I know it's only a backup, trading Sam Howell to Philly and signing Carson Wentz. How'd you feel about that?
So I was a big Sam Howell believer when he was in Washington his rookie year. I thought it was kind of a Jameis Winston thing where it's like they don't have the greatest receivers. Their coaching sucks, but the dude's got an arm. So when we brought him in during the draft, I was super pumped, but then he looked abysmal in camp. He looked abysmal in preseason. Brosmer looks better. I think Brosmer should honestly be QB2. I get why he's not because Wentz has been there. He's done that in 2021. His last full season, he had 27 touchdowns, 7 picks. So, like, when he's on, he's a good quarterback. Like, he was an almost MVP the year they won the Super Bowl before he blew his knee out. That also was 8 years ago. I've also heard that he's not a great locker room guy, so that's a little surprising that they bring someone in like that just to have a vet backup. But I'm not upset losing Howell, and it's a backup. If we have to rely on Wentz the whole season, no matter who it is, if you're relying on your backup most of the season, you're not in a good spot.
Right.
So the games last year, Bears, Vikings were the first game was really good. The second one, of course, was after all the coaching dilemmas and Caleb was on a second head coach, third OC type situation by the last game. So the last game was kind of like they kind of really shit the bed. But the first game was damn good. The first 3 division games for the Bears last year had a combined between 3 games. The combined margin of victory was 7 points between the 3. That was with shitty coaching. The Bears were probably better than what the record showed last year, personnel-wise. I would expect that this game tomorrow is going to be another barn burner. Like, it's going to be a very close game. It's just, for me, I mean, I'm going to take the Bears because it's a tall task to ask J.J. McCarthy for his first NFL start to go into hostile territory on national television on Monday night without one of your best weapons and to go pull out the win. That's a tall order to ask. And you're right, he hasn't thrown to JJ much, if at all. It's a tall task because he's got more of a bit of a learning curve and might be prone to some more rookie mistakes. And even with the hamstring with JJ, that could throw the timing off. And this offense is based on timing. And if JJ is even a quarter of a step too slow, that quarter of a step might be enough for a pick.
Well, I'm having the same worries as I do when Brian Flores got there. They're the highest blitzing defense in the league. So if our offensive line doesn't pan out, we're fucked.
That's true, too.
I say that's the thing that, as a Vikings fan, gives me a little bit of hope for tomorrow. Or not a little bit of hope. I'm confident the Vikings can pull off a win. Week 1's always a fluke anyway. Like, was it 3 years ago? Jacksonville kicked the shit out of Green Bay, and Green Bay went on to win 13 games. So I'm not going to put, oh, God, woe is me after week 1, win or lose. But, yeah, our D-line is insanely good. Grenard looks like a man possessed. We went out and got Allen and Hargrave. And my biggest knock on Caleb is he likes to find his way into sacks. So Our defensive line needs to just treat Caleb Williams like absolute shit tomorrow and just take both quarterbacks out of the equation at that point.
Plus,
Yeah,
you
that's
boosted up. Plus, you boosted up your offensive line in the offseason as well
Right.
with Will Fries and stuff like that. So
Kelly, Donovan Jackson, yeah.
That's the
Yep.
thing out of Caleb I want to see. Like, Caleb got better at getting rid of the ball last year as the season went on, not holding as long. But that comes down to, does this new offensive line with Tooney, Dahlman, and Jackson in the middle, how does it hold up? And does this make Braxton Jones better at the left tackle? Right tackle we know is fine with Darnell Wright. It's going to be an interesting first test. And like you said, Matt, it's like it's not the season, it's week one, but I think we'll start to get answers to the questions we have on our teams today and tomorrow. You know, if you're a Packers Lions fans, you're going to get some answers here in about 4.5 hours. For us, we have to wait till Monday Night Football, but I think we're going to start to see. We won't have the answers, but we'll start getting an idea. And of course, good morning, Rob. Good to see you with us this morning.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
very barely. There's some buzzy there. You're looking skinny, looking retired. How you feeling?
Oh, I'm tired. I don't know about retired. But
he's a retired guy.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
Retired.
Thank you once again, Rob, for all your years in the service as well.
Yeah, I just jumped in here when you and Matthew were talking, and I agree. I think the focus for this, and it's not like not having Jordan Addison is just going to be the death knell of this team. You have Jordan Mason. Everybody forgets we got Jordan Mason from the 49ers. You got Aaron Jones, who's a weapon in and of itself, probably a better pass catcher coming out of the backfield. I think the Vikings are going to be very methodical. I think they're going to be very physical up front with our 3 new additions on offense, on the offensive line, and then use that defensive line to set up favorable field positions. We need to take advantage. We need to actually get some rushing touchdowns. The run game established to get rushing touchdowns. I'm sorry. We need to make every field goal that we attempt, and we need to keep Caleb Williams basically running for his life, off kilter, off balance, and I think the game is going to be won by field position and by physicality in the trenches. J.J. McCarthy will look like a rookie. I mean, it's inevitable. Nobody comes right out the gate and has like a C.J. Stroud type of performance, and then, I mean, he fell off the cliff big time in his sophomore year too. And technically, this is J.J.'s sophomore year, but yeah, there's some injury concerns with Justin Jefferson, but I also feel like we're going to find out real quick, what that connection is like between JJ and JJ. And I really think the focus is going to be on a lot of run pass option, TJ Hawkinson, and Aaron Jones and Jordan Mason more so than trying to go all out an aerial assault downfield as if we would have Addison, Jefferson. Naylor is going to play. He's healthy. They announced that today, so he's 100% to go. Harrison Smith not be out because we still don't know what this illness is with Harrison Smith yet. I mean, they're not announcing it, but to me, it seems like he ended up getting COVID or something, and it's taken that'll knock you back a month.
And real quick, you want to know how Rob is a retired military guy? Look at that goatee. That's all I got.
Cool.
No, we retired. We stopped shaving. We stopped shaving when we retired.
I had to shave my face every day for 29 years, so now that I have to, I'm not.
We're like, my wife got me a bunch of razors right before I retired, and I haven't used a single one of them. So, but no, I mean, look at Naylor. I agree with your running game, and none of us have discounted your running game.
No,
I do think though missing Addison's a lot bigger than Vikings fans think, because look at last year it wasn't JJ that killed us; it was Addison that killed us when we bottled JJ up. Now, granted, you had Hawkinson for both games against the Bears. You had your running game's improved, but you had the same personnel, except now you've added more to the running room. The only thing you didn't have that you had last year against us is Thielen. How much of an impact is Thielen? He's not the deep threat Addison is. He's more of a short, mid-range threat at best. I think JJ, if the Bears can continue to bottle him up, and you got a hammy JJ against a groin JJ, I think those two kind of are going to cancel each other out all game. To be honest, I think missing Addison is a bigger impact. That you're selling yourself short on that. It's a bigger impact than you want to admit, and because he's the one who killed us last year. I think he makes an impact in the game plan for obviously for you guys, because we didn't have an answer for him last year. Now I don't have to have an answer for him. I have to have an answer for Thielen. Thielen's a lot easier to answer than Addison.
Right, and Addison, and just to play devil's advocate on me saying it's not going to be the death knell of the Vikings. What it's going to do is it's going to make it's going to change the way that we approach the game plan, because we don't have that option as where we can just pick up 30, 40 chunk yards on a kill shot, downfield and whatever. And Addison was J.J. McCarthy's favorite target in camp, so I'm not discounting that. What I'm saying
I love you.
I think
I love you,
you
Luca.
brought up
but
a good point with Adam Thielen.
where have I said anything about your old line not being better?
We've all agreed it improved.
I just said that, right? I just said Carousel and
Yeah,
all that. Will Fries.
yeah,
I said that.
Come on, pay attention.
The Thielen Thielen's not going to be running stride for stride, taking the top off like what Justin Jefferson or Jalen Naylor's going to do. What Thielen still will do, I believe, until proven wrong, is there isn't a guy in the league that's better at hitting you with a 10 and out or a 6 and slant in and grabbing and converting first downs. I mean, I honestly think Thielen might actually be better at it than Hawk.
So that's going to be the battle.
He catches it.
That's going to be.
Hawkinson wasn't 100% healthy last year. I like to think the dropsies go away and we're back.
That's going to be the question mark, Woody. Right? Is how well do we cover up on Hawkinson, and how well do we negate Thielen? You figure Thielen's going to get Tyreek Stevenson and some linebackers and get Hawk, and maybe it's Sewell, maybe it's not. I'm not sure, but I mean, I think offensively, the difference maker in this game is going to be more. If I'm looking at the Vikings, the guy I worry about making the biggest impact is probably Hawkinson and how the Bears deal with that.
Right, because I remember last year in Minnesota, like you said, Addison was killing us, but Hawkinson would be catching those touchdowns. So with him going, we for some reason that defense last year, I know Eberflus, he's a great defensive coordinator, what the fuck ever. Hawkinson would, go in and then go slant in to the end zone, and he would jump up and catch the ball. I mean, I'm worried about Hawkinson too. That's why I'm still on the edge of the score for tomorrow. I'm still thinking.
And the interesting thing for the Vikings to deal with now, look at the Bears have been sticking with the tight end. The Bears, Cole Kmet, we've seen the flashes. We've all seen the flashes when the Bears use Cole Kmet. Cole Kmet does. He got paid big money for a reason. He's a damn good tight end. The Bears, for whatever reason of stupidity that we had in our coaching staffs, failed to utilize him. Now you've got him in Loveland and a head coach who's known to love to use tight ends, and we got two very big physical tight ends. I think that's a situation where Minnesota's got to be careful because, they're going to bring the sink. But when they bring the sink, one of those two guys is probably going to be there for a catch. So to me, the biggest piece for both defenses is who contains the tight ends better, and that may be the difference in this ballgame.
That's a really good point, and this is also a theory I've got, and I want Matthew to jump in on this too. I wasn't able to be on our show yesterday because of the Iowa fiasco. Game that I had committed to watching. But this is what I think. Whereas you guys are so used to seeing Cashman and Ivan Pace Jr. Up the middle, just relentless pressure with Flores, with a rotation of Hargraves, Allen, Jalen Redmond, who is from last year and earned a roster spot and everything. I don't know so much that you're going to see us bringing Cashman and Pace and just bringing the freaking house all the time. If our big guys can actually put your center back into the quarterback and everything, what I see is you have a combination of Pace and Cashman that are there to cover up on that tight end and everything, while you still have your normal suspects in Grenard, Van Ginkel, Dallas Turner, whoever they have in the middle and everything, trying to wreak havoc on your offensive line. That's what I think. Matthew, do you agree, or what did you guys talk about yesterday, how to approach that?
We didn't bring that up yesterday, and I would mostly agree with that sentiment of just trying to rush more than having the rest of the group drop back. I love Ivan Pace. I don't want him in coverage. That's easily his weakest part of his game, just because of his size. He's like 5'9", 110 pounds, soaking wet. So like he's really good at run defense, and he's good at like keeping that area contained. He's not a coverage linebacker. I'd rather see Dallas Turner as our coverage linebacker. But he's not getting ahead of Van Ginkel and Grenard for pressures. He's not going to be rushing the quarterback. He's got more size. He had it. I think he had an interception last year. It was kind of a weird pass, but still, I'd rather see him in coverage. But yeah, Cashman's great in coverage. So that, for the most part, just stands pace.
So Woody, what's the key for the Bears offense then to beat this pass rush of Minnesota in your mind?
Quick throws. We can't be holding on to this ball for 5 seconds and getting sacked 28 times like the ratio was last year.
And that's what killed us last year was those quick throws. Absolutely gashed us every.
And let me add this on, because Woody brings up a fair point. Like, and look, at the beginning of the season, he held the ball way too long. But there were stretches in the season he had like the second to fourth fastest release in the NFL. Did Caleb? So
be careful with that quick release out on Andrew Van Ginkel's end. You guys all see what happens.
Well, did he didn't cut his hair yet, Rob? I'm not really worried about that.
I'm not really worried about that. but the thing with Caleb is he's shown that he can do the quick release. The quick release is there, and the pass rushes and the offensive line is holding. Then this is going to be a very interesting matchup as far as Caleb's. Then it comes down to how accurate is Caleb, and that's something we'll learn more of. I think he's pretty accurate. We saw some pretty good accurate, but we saw some very inaccurate, longer stuff last year. So that's going to be interesting, because if he can get the quick release, that does negate a lot of what the strength of the Minnesota defense is, because your secondary isn't exactly tearing the world on fire. And that could get interesting, because the Bears do have a very deep wide receiver room.
Yeah, and Ken, we haven't had a chance to talk a lot this offseason. I've been busy, with my move to the civilian world in my new career, which I enjoy to a certain extent. It's got its own, it's got its own sorts of problems.
I know.
Company. I will say this, because I want to say that, yes, we already did have one game, and we got another couple, several of them starting here in 20 minutes. I want to be on record on the show, where all you guys hear, saying that this is my honest opinion about the NFC North and the work that all four teams have done in. Every single one of these teams could easily be a 10-plus win team if we weren't in the same fucking division, having to play each other twice a year, knocking each other off. That's how far above the rest of the NFC, with the exception of maybe like Philadelphia and there may be one or two other teams. That's how far above we are over the majority of the rest of the National Football Conference.
Yeah, Rob, I agree with you. I've been saying, look, the NFC North has been very quietly entering a big arms race, and the rest of the league and the national pundits have kind of not looked at it. But if you look at this division, at the personnel and the talent in this division, I made a prediction on a show that this division could this year send all four teams to the playoffs. It's that good of a division, where basically if you don't win a division, you're not getting in if you're not in the North. Because look, we play each other. 6 of our 17 are in division. If everyone kind of splits, right, easily every team in this division not easily, but every team in this division, 9 wins could find you in the basement. 10 wins could find you in the basement and not even getting in the playoffs, depending on how the other divisions do. This division is an arms race, and the Packers, to their credit, and I'm going to give them a little love right now in a weird way, no pun intended. The Packers figured this out late, but at least they figured it out, because the Bears, the Vikings, and Alliance have been doing this arms race thing for about 3 years already. The Packers in the last 14, 15 months look what they've done. Signed two free agents, right? Big money free agents, and Jacobs and McKinney. Then they draft the receiver for the first time in 2 decades, and then they make the biggest trade that they've made in over 40 years, shipping 2 first-rounders and a good interior defensive lineman for Micah Parsons. That is not the way the Packers have done things for the last 30 years. They have realized it's an arms race. They've entered the arms race a little bit late, but they're in it. The Packers have always relied on having superior coaching to the rest of the division, and for the most part, they've had it. I think the coach, but the rest of the division has entered that fray as well and brought in better coaching overall and has upped their game and their player game. And Green Bay has realized that and got into it. And because of that, this NFC North is the most dangerous division in football.
I agree. I would not want to have to play an NFC North team if I was an AFC team or NFC team of a different division.
I mean, and the Packers, I'm not trying to. The Packer trade, we've all given some tough stuff because in the division, I don't think the Micah Parsons trade in the division is as big of an impact. Is it an impact? Sure, he's a good edge rusher. Where he's going to be the biggest impact is in some of these non-division games, like the Bengals, for example, right? Who don't establish the run well, right? They're a very pass-heavy team. The division all establishes the run pretty well. Gibbs or Jacobs, tough call. Individually, Jacobs, but paired up, Gibbs and Monty are better as a team.
You're not. Yeah, I just seen this come across. I don't think it's apples to oranges because Gibbs has a lot of. I mean, Jacobs is a straight up bruising running back.
Yeah, they're two different runners.
Up the middle and everything.
Yeah.
Gibbs can't do
Different
that.
styles.
But there's a lot of things that Gibbs does that Jacobs can't do either.
So this is where the Parsons trade though comes in, not against the NFC North, but has really good running, lots of weapons. They can do everything. It comes up more against the NFC East and the AFC North this year with the Micah Parsons trade. They'll make the most money. I'm not saying that he's not going to do well against our teams in the division, but he's going to make their money against teams that aren't in the division more, if that makes sense. This division's tough. And you're right, Rob. We're going to beat each other up. It's a black and blue division again. But we all have questions. And the biggest question for the Bears is Ben Johnson just a good OC? Or is he also a good head coach? And did going from 30th and spending to 6th and spending the offensive line make it the impact you want it to make? For you guys, I think the question is KOC's offense a plug and play? I can throw almost any quarterback in there with a halfway decent skill set and make it work.
I'll make 2 points on those real quick. So I'm going to kind of hype up the Bears real quick and go the Belichick-Brady comparison. I think Ben Johnson was Detroit's coaching. I don't think it was Dan Campbell. I think Detroit's going to find out real quick that Dan Campbell's not a smart head coach. And unless their elevated OC ends up being good, I think they're going to see a major coaching regression. I think it was the intelligence of the plays design, like that comment about like how many fourth and short trick plays they're going to. That's the type of shit that was winning Detroit games. Was Ben Johnson's just he's tricky. He's showing shit that we don't normally see in games. I think that's going to transfer really well with the athleticism that Chicago does have. So I think Ben Johnson's going to be a good coach. After going on that, I completely lost my second point. So I'll pass it.
Dan, what do you think about this division, Dan?
I like it. Hopefully, as you said, everybody's improved over the season, over the off season, and that draft wise. I like the division this year. Should be it's a good race.
Dan, do you think because Ed Policy's making changes up there in Green Bay? We got two teams not Green Bay represented here. Let me throw this around the horn. Does this Micah Parsons trade sound like Green Bay is trying to be all in for this season? They're selling out this season for a ring, and next year they'll just figure it out.
They kind of have to.
Yeah.
Well, you don't do a deal like that with the kind of money and structure it is like that unless you think you were one person away from making a serious Super Bowl run. I guess I'm not seeing it in Green Bay because I think they've got a lot of other issues too. Mm-hmm. But in terms of making the playoffs, it's very doable for them. Just 2 years ago, they went on a deep playoff run. Well, at least they won a playoff game. I'll say that. I don't know that this was it, and our entire pass rushing core, at least Van Ginkel and Grenard combined are the same price as Parsons. In fact, it's less. So they must think that that's really it.
Okay, let me do this real quick. I hate to tourniquet the topic I just started, but producer Mike wanted me to remind people of something. On Chicago Bears News, guys, if you make your prediction of the score, there will be some memorabilia you can win if you get the score correct. And special for today being a war week, we're going to do score predictions with the panel, and whoever wins on the panel will win something signed from Mike the Bear fan. So let me start this with Dan. Dan, what's your prediction? And guys, you can put your predictions in the comments, but you need to go to Mike the Bear fan or Chicago Bears News and put your predictions on the Facebook page for that contest. Then we're gonna have the contest that's just the guys on the panel with your score predictions for tomorrow night, and I'll start with Dan.
I think we win by a field goal. I'm thinking maybe 23-20.
All right, Dan's got 23-20. Matthew, what do you got for tomorrow night's game?
I'm going to say 24-17, Vikings.
All right, Woody, what do you got for tomorrow night's game?
Oh, can you do me last? I'm still. Well, let me refresh this. I'm going to go last. So next.
Rob, what do you
How about
got?
that? You don't tell me no.
In a game where I think we go to halftime tied at 7-7, I think adjustments are made. The second half is going to be the half to watch. I think we go out with a W for Minnesota, 27-24 on a 54-yard Will Reichard field goal.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Blair Walsh, Rob.
All right, Woody, what you got?
It's so fucking difficult. I'll just have to. I'm gonna go with the Bears because we don't know how JJ is gonna work out. It's the only thing I can think of right now. I think it's gonna be a low-scoring game. I say, Dan, what did you say? What score? I don't want to copy yours.
23-20.
All right, I'll say 20-17 Bears.
So it's been weird because the offenses in first halves of games have been really, really good across the board, putting up points. And all these games have met the over-under. And what's the over-under on this? Or, what was it, like 46 points? Or 50?
Yeah, 44.5 or 45 or something.
So you know what? I'm gonna go 27-24 Bears on a Santos field goal because I think there's gonna be a lot of scoring early. And in the second half, it's gonna the adjustments are made and the defenses kind of play a little better. That's been the case so far in the game so far. Good game. All right, we got 27-13 Bears. We got 23-13 Bears. 35-10. But I love Luka. He knows it. I think all these division games are going to be close. The only way this thing goes off the rails for the Vikings really, where maybe you get Luka's score but reversed, is if JJ just has a really bad first game outing. And I don't think he's going to come out and shit the bed like that. I think he'll have a decent game. I think, like Rob said, he'll make some rookie mistakes. And I think one of those rookie mistakes is what's going to put the Bears in position to get that game-winning field goal. Honestly, we have so many questions for both teams. At least we're going to start getting answers, and now we can stop talking about on paper and theory and actually talk reality.
Which team do you think is going to get a defensive touchdown? Both?
No.
That's why I have the Vikings.
Well, here's the question. How many defensive touchdowns did the Bears give up last year? I don't think we gave up. I don't think Caleb even had a pick six last year. He only had 6 interceptions. And we didn't have any fumbles.
I think the Vikings are way more set up to force the ball loose, fumble, and take a fumble recovery back than getting a pick, just with our personnel, with our talent that we have. I don't see Jeff Okudah or anybody, knocking off a pick six right off the bat in week 1. But I could be wrong on that. Andrew
I
Van
think
Ginkel
though.
had a pick six in week 1 last year.
But Mike missed my score here. You know what though? I mean, I think you're right though in a way, Rob. I think that you guys are more set up for not a pick six, but for a fumble return, and the Bears are more set up for a pick six. So that's an interesting dichotomy, right? That is an interesting dichotomy. If the defensive score, that could throw everything way off track.
Woody, did you do your pick yet?
Yeah.
Yeah, Woody just pick.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what really pisses me off more than anything? That instead of watching this game in 5 minutes like everybody else gets to do, we all have to wait till freaking tomorrow night.
I said that.
And then say next week, Sunday night.
This is the first time in almost 40 years the Bears have opened on Monday Night Football. The last time was like
1994 or something.
Yeah,
94,
something like that.
I don't remember the last time the Vikings opened on a Monday night. I just know it's rude as fuck to the fans. Everybody
it was just a couple years ago, wasn't it? We were like game 2.
Been waiting all year to see this, and everybody else gets to watch theirs like now, and we got.
Yeah, but you know what, Rob? You know what the cool thing though, in a weird way, is we get to watch other games that we really have piqued our interest, like this whole Fields versus Rodgers thing early, and then we can watch we can enjoy the Green Bay Lions game, and we get to enjoy what should be a slobber knocker, maybe a preview of the AFC Championship game for Sunday Night Football. So there is kind of a good, and then we get Monday night all to ourselves.
Yeah, as a Red Zone fan, I'll take the noon slot of being able to watch Red Zone because we almost always play it, and I never get to watch Red Zone. So
that's what I do. If the Bears aren't playing or they're on at 4 o'clock or whatever like that, it's Red Zone all day. I don't care about anything except for the Red 100%.
Zone.
I'm going to start out with the Jets and the Steelers, but I might switch it over to Red Zone. But I'm definitely watching the full Packers Lions game.
Right, and that's an afternoon game, so I got to figure out. I was looking on here for fantasy purposes. What I was thinking about. What I was really thinking about doing for fantasy purposes is I've got a whole lot of stuff going on in the. Let's see here. The Tampa
fantasy
Bay
does
game.
Change the way you watch football, doesn't it?
Tampa Bay,
not with my 7 leagues.
New York and Washington, and then I also have a bunch going on with Cincinnati and Cleveland.
Well, that's why Red Zone Channel, until the mouse ruins it, is such a great thing because you can track all those games.
The only thing that sucks now, Red Zone Channel is now having full commercials now, so that's going to fuck.
Not full. It's not full. It's 4 15-minute ads throughout the whole 7 hour. Sorry, 4 15-second ads throughout the whole 7 hours.
Okay, that doesn't count.
Okay,
this is what happens when the mouse takes over, man. They ruin shit. Guys, enjoy football this weekend. To Rob and Matt, thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having us.
I think we're gonna have a fun game. Our division games are always fun, and we're gonna have fun watching the other division game today. I think. Hey, Woody. By the way, the other Woody Bach has a great show on 2 hours before us on Sundays. JB and I were on this morning. Check out Woody's show. He's a Lions fan, knows his football. Check him out on the Huddle Sports Network as well. Don't forget about Hala Hours on every Saturday. Even when the retired guy decides he doesn't show up, at least he's got Matthew and Southern School there to cover downs for him. I'm going to be gone for the next 2 weeks. I'm doing an Alaska cruise, so I'll be gone Wednesday, Sunday, Wednesday.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna miss the Lions game. Maybe I'll watch on the cruise ship.
So next weekend is our home opener. I will be in Minneapolis from Thursday night through Sunday night. It's going to be very hectic and almost impossible for me to come on, but weekly shows I would like to come on and discuss things, after next weekend too and stuff. So,
well, you'll be hanging out with Luca probably, right? So
yes,
you guys
I will be hanging out with Luca.
Yeah. So you guys have a good time.
Going to Chicago,
and hopefully Matthew can make it down to one of our events too, and we can finally meet in person too. So.
Yeah, thank you, Steve. And everyone, enjoy the games today. Sorry we have to wait till tomorrow night, but you know what? Football's back. Enjoy them. We'll be back on Ken and Ken tomorrow morning to talk about today's games and all throughout the week. So everyone, enjoy the football. It's back.
Let's go.
It's gonna be over before we know it, so you better enjoy it as much as you can. Great game.
Try.
Yeah, great games tomorrow. Great games today. Everyone, enjoy. Thank you for being with us today. Bear down. and let's watch
Take
some
care.
football.
See
Take
ya.
care, everyone.
Bye.